A caller who wakes you in the small, dark, silent hours is unlikely to be a bringer of good news. When the buzzer sounded a second time, I reluctantly climbed out of bed. I was at home alone. My wife was at her parents' with our children.
Kozinski?
No, I said. The overhead light of the hallway shone down upon a thin, haggard man in a short, waterproof flight jacket and a navy blue knitted hat. In one hand he was carrying a cheap briefcase of the sort that every office worker in Eastern Europe flaunts as a status symbol. The front of his denim shirt was bloody, and so was his stubbly face and the outstretched hand in which he held the key to my apartment. No, I said again.
Please, help me,
he said. I guessed his command of English was limited. I couldn't place the accent, but his voice was muffled and distorted by the loss of some teeth. That he'd been badly hurt was evident from his hunched posture and the expression on his face. I opened the door. As he tottered in, he rested his weight against me, as if he'd expended every last atom of energy in getting to the doorbell and pressing it. He only got a few more steps before twisting round to slump onto the low hall table. There was blood everywhere now. He must have read my mind, for he said,
No blood on the stairs.
He'd taken the stairs rather than the lift. It was the choice of experienced fugitives. Lifts in the small hours make the sort of sound that wakens janitors and arouses security men.
Kozinski?
He said anxiously.
Who are you?
This is Kozinski's place. If he'd been a bit stronger, he might have been angry. I'm just a friendly burglar, I explained. I got him back on his feet and dragged him to the bathroom and to the tub. He rolled over the edge of it until he was full length in the empty bath. It was better that he bled there.
I'm Kozinski's partner,
he said. Sure, I said. Sure. It was a preposterous claim. I got his jacket off and pushed him flat to open his shirt. I could see no arterial bleeding, and most of the blood was in that tacky, congealed state. There were a dozen or more deep cuts on his hands and arms where he had deflected the attack. But it was the small stab wounds on his body that were the life-threatening ones. Under his clothes he was wearing a money belt. It had saved him from the initial attack. It wasn't the sort of belt worn by tourists and backpackers, but the heavy-duty type used by professional smugglers. Almost 6 inches wide, it was made of strong canvas that from many years of use was now frayed and stained and bleached to a light grey colour. The whole belt was constructed of pockets that would hold ingots of the size and shape of small chocolate bars. Now it was entirely empty.